This is the Remarkable 2. This is an amazing device. In some cases, is absolutely world class, best in the business, and in other cases, a disappointment and far fall from the mark. This is the best tablet that I don't use. And in this video, I'm going to go through a handful of things that make it absolutely top of the line, and then compare that to a handful of things that make it a tablet that I don't go to when I'm taking notes. So hope you enjoy the video, and let's go. Okay, well, any discussion about the Remarkable 2 has to start with the hardware itself. This tablet is, well, I don't think I'm using hyperbole to say that this is a piece of art. And I mean that sincerely. The thinness of this tablet is incredible. The materials that it's made from, the design elements. I don't think that there's any other tablet in the e-writing, e-ink business rather, that is as nearly as slick and as well designed as this tablet. It's a few years old now, this particular design, um, but it holds up. It's timeless. This will look great for years to come. And I can't think of anything, Books releases a lot of great tablets. There are other manufacturers that release great tablets. Nothing at the level of quality as this particular device. It's there's a huge gap. I don't even know where its second place is. So that's one strength of the device. Another strength is the cover. I have the premium leather cover here. And the cover is probably one of the best, I think actually it is the best cover that I've ever seen for an eNotetaker. And I'll open it up and you can see there's this magnetic spine. So you just take your device, snap it in, and you're good to go. What an incredible looking case that is. This is the type of case, as well as the tablet itself, that I could bring this into any meeting. I could bring this into an interview, and the quality of it is so high that it would just look good, and I would feel very comfortable with this in a high-stress environment where I had to take notes or to read off notes. Just an amazing design. The magnet along the side is absolutely fantastic. It has a very strong grip. If I can get it in there. There we go. Just an excellent grip on the pen there. First class design, front to back. Absolutely amazing. Not so much the pen, but we'll get to that in the second half of the video. One of the great aspects of this device, in addition to its physical attributes, is that this is probably, and as far as I know, the absolute best in class in terms of standby time. In fact, most tablets, for me to lengthen the standby time, I'll have to turn off the Wi-Fi. Not on the Remarkable 2. On this device, Wi-Fi is always enabled. I can bring it on. Let me get out of this notebook. This right now has a 91% charge. I haven't charged this in weeks. And now that it's on, you can also notice that the Wi-Fi indicator is on, so it's backing up any files. There is no tablet on the market that has such great standby time, even with the Wi-Fi on. It's extraordinary. In addition to that, another one of the strengths is the backing up of files. This device is set up to back up its files, every time I turn it on, and that connects to the cloud. And I have a application on my computer that allows me to quickly go in and see my notes. And I don't need a special, I don't need to put it on another e-reader to see it. I can see it displayed on my computer monitor, and all my notes are there. There are other backup systems out there that are Wi-Fi enabled, that backs up to a cloud. None of them are as functional or as slick as with the Remarkable 2. If we go into a notebook itself, there's a couple things that, if they aren't world class, they're pretty darn close. And I'll start with the templates. The selection of templates for the Remarkable 2 is absolutely amazing. We'll scroll to the top here, and then you can see all the templates. We'll scroll down. Very large selection of templates. I love these hexagon templates, particularly the small one. I just really enjoy that. All these templates are really high quality. Um, is this the best in class? You know, you can make an argument. Books does a lot of really good templates as well. If not the best in class, the Remarkable is absolutely among them. And the last thing I'll point out is the user interface. You know, it's a simple, clean user interface. There's not a lot going on. If I want to remove this sidebar because I want to write in the full space, I have the entire screen to write notes in, except for this one little icon right up here, which will return the menu when I press it. One of the cleanest UI designs that I've ever seen on an eNote-taking device, and it's on the Remarkable 2. So just right off the bat, you know, I handed out 6 reasons why this device is absolutely one of the greatest. We talked about the hardware, we talked about the cover, the backing up of the files, the um, the templates, the user interface. I skipped over one. I can't remember which one I skipped over. All those aspects are absolutely incredible. And you'd think that those alone would be justification for the device, but there are downsides. Let's start with this pen. This is I want to say it's the Pro Pen. I don't know the exact name that Remarkable has. It's their more expensive pen. It looks great. You initially, you feel there's an interesting texture to the pen. Writes just fine. Oops. Has a very interesting, and this actually I would call best in class too, at least from an aesthetic perspective, an eraser feature where you can see, kind of cool. So everything's great, right? This may be one of the most miserable experiences I've ever had with a stylus. I thought it was just me, and let's be honest, it probably is. But when I handed this to my wife, I didn't say anything about the stylus. She immediately remarked about how underwhelming the stylus is. And for me in particular, it's because it's so thin and the texture of the device is such that it's hard to get a grip on it. So you have to tighten up your hands in order to write. When I say it's a miserable experience writing with this, I wish that were hyperbole. It's not for me. I hated using this so much that I ended up swapping it out for a Book's Pro Pen, which also has an eraser, and it works almost as good. The eraser function isn't as nice from a graphics perspective, but it's still just as functional. And it also connects to the side of the tablet. And I found this to be okay. I found this is a decent stylus, and it works just fine with this device. But let's not lose sight. I had to buy a stylus from another company in order to be able to write comfortably on this tablet. There's no other experience I have with any other e-ink tablet for writing that's like that. The Remarkable Pro Pen is by far the worst. That's one negative. Another negative, and this doesn't apply to me because I bought my device long enough ago in the past, I'm grandfathered in. But there is actually, in order to get all the features available for this device, you have to pay a monthly Connect fee. It's been priced at different prices. It's currently $2.99 per month once you get past the initial period, and I'm not quite sure how long that is for people buying a device now. So $3 a month doesn't sound like much. I can't think of any other e-note-taking company that charges a monthly fee. I know what they're trying to do. Monthly subscription fees are kind of all the rage, and it's where a lot of companies are getting their income from. But the fact of the matter is, no one else does this. And so, for a company that does so much first in class, this is last in class. Charging a monthly fee for all the features that are possible with a tablet is just not comparable with what competitors are doing. And furthermore, and this might have changed, I haven't kept up with the nuances of what's included in this fee. But initially, this fee was actually mostly for services that had been free prior to the imposition of the fee. What what a nice misstep that is. In addition to this, this probably has, I wouldn't call it the worst in class, but it's pretty darn close in terms of their search functionality. There is the ability to search. It's not within the note itself, but you can go outside and you have this search bar. This search bar is only looking through titles. It's not looking through contents. Contrast that with books that not only has search functionality that's incredibly powerful, but it can even pick up, if I did a search on books and I said, look for the word connect, there's a good chance it's going to recognize what I wrote right there because that's just neat enough that the system can pick it out. That's how good the book search functionality is here. Completely leaving Remarkable in the dust. Some companies don't have a search functionality. BigMe, for example, does not appear to have a search functionality in its notes. So I can't call this worse in class, but gosh, it's really close to that. Another thing that's really substandard is the to-do functionality and the ability to create to-do lists. It can be done on this device, but it's way more inefficient than the best-in-class devices, and which I consider that to be the Supernote. And I don't have the Supernote here with me, but just to demonstrate how the Supernote works is you draw a star. And instead of just being a handwritten star, the system recognizes it and turns it into a more neater looking star. And that tells you that it's captured that marker, and it will come up when you do a search. So if I had a to-do right here, I draw my star, it changes shape for the system to let me know that it's captured it. I don't have to do anything more. Later on, when I'm going through my notes, I can then swipe down, do a search on stars, and it will take me, or will include this on a page, and I can click on that and come here. When I'm done with the to-do, I can erase it, and then it goes away. That's the Supernote, not the Remarkable. If I want to do something similar with the Remarkable, the best thing I can do, the closest thing, are these things called tags, and you can see those right here. And I've got a couple default tags, so I can pick this follow-up tag. And you might say, well, that's not that big of a deal. All I had to do was press that button and do follow-up tag. Here's the problem. That only tagged this sheet. It didn't tag anything on the sheet. So not only do I have to select this tag, I have to put my own marker in the file. I have to basically do this twice. And when I come back to get rid of it, not only do I click this button to get rid of the tag, but I have to get rid of this as well. So can you do to-dos on the Remarkable 2? Absolutely. but you can do it quicker and more efficiently and better executed on the Supernote. I wouldn't say this is the worst in class, but it's sure more in that direction than best in class. The last thing I'll point to is just the limitations of the note-taking function itself. You only have, you have a decent number of markers. Actually, I'll even stop there. I think this level of selection is way more than what you get on most other tablets. Normally you get 4 or 5. Oh, so you get a nice selection here. So this, maybe we'll call this a strength. And then you have the ability to change the thickness of the lines, you can add text, etc. But think of the things that, for example, a books can do, like adding in an insert for various pictures, or adding an audio file, or color. The Remarkable is a competent note-taking device, but it ultimately falls short of what other competitors are doing in this space. It looks great, it's fantastic hardware, but when it comes to note-taking, it's fairly bland, if not for the selection of pens that are available. In fact, I never used this device. I wanted to. I had it on my desk, and I would say, well, let's try to write something and see if we can get into it. And I never enjoyed the experience of writing on this device, as nice as it is. And it is, again, a fantastic device physically. The Big Me eNote Plus, which has color, I enjoy writing in that much more. And I enjoy the film on the Big Me eNote Plus, where here there's a scratchiness. It's almost a bit too much, where the Big Me takes that down a half step and is a little less annoying, in my opinion, and but still provides a nice, satisfying sound. So those are my thoughts, both good and bad, regarding the Remarkable 2. I know that there are a lot of people out there that have a lot of passion for this device, and I understand a lot of that passion. It's a phenomenal device, physically. It's a piece of art, and there's nothing close to it. It has so many aspects to it that are not only best in class, but best in class by a notable distance, that it doesn't, I can't argue with someone that says, no, this is a great device and I don't get it. I understand why people would have that point of view. But I've owned this for a couple of years, and I'm telling you, I just never used it, even though I wanted to. And that's why I call the Remarkable 2 the best tablet that I don't use. If you have a Remarkable and you're enjoying it, that's awesome. I would never want to dissuade anyone from it. I'm rooting for this company. I'm hoping that they have changes in mind for their next generation device that bridges a lot of the gaps that I talked about, and keeps Remarkable as a major player in this space. But right now, well, it's been said. Hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. I'm totally happy with contrary opinions, so please feel free to put those in the comments. And again, for many people, this is going to be a great device. I don't want to dissuade people from purchasing this device. It may be the right fit for you, but my only message to folks is take a look and see what else is out there, because as great as this device is, and it can be fantastic, there are just other devices that can do more and can do it better when it comes to actual note-taking. All right, thank you very much for indulging me, and I hope you have a great day.